time for us to lock in. Every guy know what it takes for them to get to the level that they need to be.
Open is Sanders in for the touchdown. It's Sanders at the 30. No one can get him at the 20, at the 10, and he's gone for the touchdown. Looks to throw over the middle. Touchdown!
It doesn't matter what team you go to. Just be ready to come to work every day.
Sanders gets up, takes a bow. What a play to Emmanuel Sanders.
Looking forward to seeing how good we can be.
He's one of the best receivers in football, a Super Bowl champ, friend of the show, Saints wideout Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel, good to see you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, always good to chop it up with you. I want to start with the Houston subject that's been all over the news, Deshaun Watson. If you were him, what would you do right now in this situation?
I tell people all the time, a lot of the fans, they look at it from the team perspective. And sometimes you got to look at it from the player perspective. Think about it. These organizations have been around for an extremely long time, and they're going to be around for a very long time. But you also got to look at Deshaun Watson's career. Most quarterbacks some play 20 years, but most people play like 10, 15 years. Some don't even play that. But still, just thinking from a year perspective, if I'm Deshaun, I'm looking at where can I go and put myself in the best position that I can be, right? And it's about happiness. I just saw the Michelob commercial, right? And what you guys are talking about, and it's about happiness. And if he's not happy, I think he should go and be happy and try to search and try to win a Super Bowl, because his career is not as long as guys think. And so he's just trying to position himself, and he's not happy. And you want to see a guy like that get on a team and possibly win a Super Bowl. So I hope it works out for him.
I'll put it in simpler terms. How the hell do you trade an all-world wide receiver like his boy, DeAndre Hopkins, who he went to school with, say to school for crying out loud, trade him, and he finds out about it on social media? Houston Texans, you deserve exactly what the hell you're getting right now. Now, Emmanuel Sanders, to you, my brother, to you. It's good to see you, by the way, my brother, but you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. What the hell happened to your Saints? You told me something different. 43-year-old quarterback took y'all out, or is the defense that took y'all out? Don't matter. They took y'all out. What happened?
Hey, we blew it. 4 turnovers, right? We can't do that, right? And you got to think, if we have 4 turnovers versus the worst team in the NFL, we probably would have lost that game. We definitely can't do that in the playoffs. We definitely can't do that versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who has a defense right now that I think is playing lights out. That is going to give the Kansas City Chiefs fits, in my opinion, if they keep playing how they playing. Because what I saw last week and what I saw versus us is a defense with linebackers that's flying around, with a D-line is playing, and with DBs that's getting in your face, is playing confident with safety help. So we just dropped the ball, and it sucks because, Stephen, when I tell you I came to New Orleans because I wanted to win another Super Bowl, and I thought it was going to happen this year, and it didn't happen. And after that game, I just couldn't believe that we had those 4 turnovers and we lost that game, because I felt like going into it, I felt like we had an opportunity to blow them out, but they came ready to play and they beat us.
Drew Brees, who's an older quarterback now, had Michael Thomas, had you. That's about as good in a 1 and a 2 as you're going to get. Had Kamara, how much better you want out of the backfield, catching passes, running the ball. Had a defense, and Emmanuel had a tie game in the 4th quarter. And this is what happened. Now, you said earlier, Deshaun should go where it makes him happy. What do you think? And you got Taysom Hill waiting in the wings. Respect to Taysom Hill. He's very good, overall player. But Deshaun Watson at quarterback, what's your pitch to Deshaun Watson for New Orleans?
Oh, man, you trying to put me in a tough spot because my boy Drew haven't retired yet, so it's hard for me to pitch that. But if Drew wasn't retired, obviously, there's nothing really to sell to Deshaun Watson, because I know for a fact that if Deshaun Watson had an opportunity, who wouldn't want to play for Sean Payton? I was just on a show this morning, and they were asking me about Jameis, and I said Jameis has positioned himself in a position to perform for offensive coordinator, a head coach that knows what the hell is going on, right? And I know you take a lot of these guys, a lot of these young quarterbacks, and I see on this show all the time, you guys giving them fits like, this player's not playing, this guy's not playing, he's not playing up to par. But a lot of these guys really don't have offensive coordinators either. They don't have people that's putting them in position to make plays and put them in good positions to show their true talents. And Sean Payton is one of those coaches. I'm going to tell you, just by how he addresses his team and the way that he goes about his business, he's going to put a quarterback in a good position. So if I'm a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, who wouldn't want to play for Sean Payton in this offense? And so I think that sells itself right there.
I appreciate what you just said about Deshaun Watson. Makes total sense. Sounds very beautiful and eloquent. No doubt about that. But transitioning back to Jameis Winston for just a second, Emmanuel Sanders, where was he before he got to New Orleans?
Tampa Bay.
Who were his coaches?
Yeah.
Who's coaching in the Super Bowl right now?
Yeah. You got a valid point.
I mean, I don't know about that argument, Emmanuel. That's all I'm trying to say.
But they weren't coaching Jameis in the Super Bowl.
I mean, but here we go, okay? Would you sit back and say that it's the Tampa Bay offense the reason why they're in the Super Bowl, or would you say it's the Tampa Bay defense?
Well, I give the hold on. Let me answer that. I give the Tampa Bay defense mad love, led by Todd Bowles and the crew. I got all that. Devin White and those boys, I got that. But the flip side is the offense ain't trash. Come on now.
I mean, for me, like if I had to look at the reason why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is in the Super Bowl, I would sit back and say because of their defense.
Yeah,
those guys turn the ball over, they're making plays, and they're playing really well. Now that's not taking any credit away from their offense.
Okay.
But again, we're talking about putting guys in position to make plays, and we're talking about Sean Payton, and Sean Payton is going to put guys in position to make plays. He's been doing it over a long period of time.
Let me ask you this. Stephen A. wants to focus on Jameis Winston. I want to go back to Drew Brees. Emmanuel, what are you hearing? Does he want to come back? Do you think he will come back?
I haven't heard really anything. Truthfully, I'm sitting around just like you guys, waiting to see what's going to go on. But I talked to a couple media outlets, and they asked me, obviously, put the pressure on me, and wanted to know, just like Stephen A. always trying to do, and First Take is always trying to do. And I enjoy it, but I'm one of them types that I got to keep it real, and like if somebody said you got to put $1 million on whether he retires or not, I'm going to put my $1 million on that he retires, right? And so it's one of them situations. But one thing I can tell you is it's only one Super Bowl champion at the end of the year, and no matter what, no matter how far you go, we went all the way last year with the San Francisco 49ers. I went all the way last year with the San Francisco 49ers, and at the end of the year, I still felt just like the other 31 teams that lost. And so, with that said, if Drew Brees does come back, I know a lot of people are saying Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that, Super Bowl that, but to win, 14 games, 12 games in a year, 10 games in a year, like you can't beat that, because I've been on teams that only won 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 games a year. And so I appreciate that. And I remember when Peyton retired, and obviously after Peyton retired, the Broncos went. They haven't really had a winning season since. And so, when you have a quarterback like that who can get you into the postseason, that can help you win games, you always root for those guys to kind of come back, even though, everybody says they don't have that. But still, he led us to 12, 13. And he's a great quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback. So it's going to be interesting to see if he comes back or not.
Let me get to you personally, because I got love and respect for you. You know that you've been in the league for 12 years. Okay. Now let me hear the people forget, because they saw you in the Super Bowl. They saw you in the Super Bowl last year. You were in New Orleans this year. You almost forget you won a Super Bowl in Denver. You used to be in Pittsburgh with Big Ben. So as you get an opportunity to reflect, you played with Big Ben, you played with Peyton Manning, you played with Jimmy Garoppolo, you played with Drew Brees. I mean, which place did you enjoy most over the course of your career, Emmanuel Sanders?
Man, I tell you what, it had to be Denver. And that's because we won the Super Bowl there, right? And playing with Akeem Talib and Von Miller and Chris Harris and all them guys, and being able to win it all. You can't take that for granted. And then those 6 years that I did spend in Denver, it was just some good years. I went to the Pro Bowl out there, won a Super Bowl, just had some really good years. But as I reflect back, truthfully, like, I appreciate everything. I appreciate playing in Pittsburgh with Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger and Le'Veon Bell. And I just appreciate and thank God. It's been a true blessing to play with so many great players and really just sum it up and go on different teams and really see, like, how guys work and taking a piece of their work ethic and adding it to mine, adding certain stuff to mine, because I feel like the more and more that you get out and the more and more that you explore, the more diverse you become, and the more culture you become. And so it's been a blessing to play with all those guys, truthfully.
Emmanuel, getting back to the Super Bowl this year, Jimmy Johnson was just on this show, and Coach actually feels the way I do. Tom Brady's the GOAT, no two ways about it. Look at the career accomplishments. But the best he's ever put his eyes on, and he mentioned John Elway and Aaron Rodgers too, the best he ever put his eyes on is Patrick Mahomes. When you watch Mahomes play, what do you think of him as a quarterback?
Yeah, it's crazy because the best I've seen spin the ball, definitely Aaron Rodgers, and I love watching him play because just the way that he releases the ball, the way that he gets the ball out of his hand. Stephen A., you right, he's a bad man, but it's hard to say that right now because he got beat, right? But when you watch Patrick Mahomes, and I literally every time I play against this guy, most games I sit on the bench and I'm just watching from the jumbotron to watching the offense. But for some reason, when we're playing against the Chiefs, and I played against him like 3 or 4 times, I find myself just standing up and appreciating what he does, because when I tell you, like, that Patrick Mahomes miracle, it's true. The way that he scrambles outside the pocket, the throws that he makes, like, I was a part of the game where he rolled out of the pocket and, Vaughn is chasing him down and he flicks the ball with his left hand, right? And just he's been making them plays every time. Think about the game we played against him this past year. The throws that he made on the run where literally it's 3rd down, and I'm thinking, all right, we got to stop right here. And he just flushes out of the pocket and just throws a dime. And he just crushes you play after play with his athletic ability. And I remember reading an article, Andy Reid saying that he just has vision. Like, his vision is on a whole nother level. And you see it. When you watch him play, you see it. His vision and the way that he approaches the game is something that I haven't really seen. And I guess it's in comparison to John Elway and the way that he scrambles around, but he's got the big arm to match it as well.
So are you trying to say that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback that you've ever seen, or that he's better than Aaron Rodgers? Are you ready to say that, or are you not?
He's still young right now, right? And it's crazy how the ebb and flow of this goes. If Patrick Mahomes loses this game, then everybody kind of bags off a little bit, right? That's just how it goes. Well, but again, he got an opportunity to win a Super Bowl back-to-back years. And as young as he is, I mean, he's on his way.
I'm just going to pass it off to Max and Molly by saying this. I deeply appreciate it because you and I agree. And I know that you watch me and all of that stuff, but one of my most touching moments that I've ever seen from an NFL football player is when you were addressing an audience one day years ago, and you said, Stephen A. is right. I see what he said about you damn Cowboy fans. He's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? I remember that, and that touched me. That NFL player finally validated what I've been saying about them sorry, pathetic Dallas Cowboy fans.
Picking a fight with the Cowboys. They know Cowboys.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I just want to say it touched my heart. It touched my heart.
I love you, Stephen. I heard Coach say you scream and holler, man, but you bring the energy to television, man. Hey, I love turning on that too, man, and watching you and Max go at it. I love it.
Thanks a lot, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. And we love watching you play. Do you feel like the way I feel watching the Saints team the last year? I was very disappointed for Drew Brees, who I'm a big fan of, because I felt like, damn, Drew, this is the best shot you've had since the last Super Bowl. I thought you guys had the most well-rounded, most balanced team. I think you were a big reason for that. They really needed a number 2 receiver to go with Michael Thomas, and it was a tie game in the 4th quarter. That's when some of those turnovers occurred. Well, as a group, how do you guys regroup from that going into next season?
Man, Max, what you trying to do, man? You trying to bring all these emotions out of me that I kind of let go the past 2 weeks, right? Because we did have a really good team. We had an opportunity to win it all, and we blew it. Like, I can't sit back and make excuses, and I can't blame it on Drew, and I can't blame it on that, right? Because you sit back and you say Jared Cook fumbled the ball, Drew threw an interception. It was some plays on defense where we didn't capitalize on interceptions. It was a plays in which, it's a slant route that I wish I could have beat the defender and got open on. It's some stuff that Michael Thomas wished that he could have did, and it's a team sport, and we just blew it at the end of the day. So, it's one of those things that you sit back, and for me, like, I'm so competitive. Like, I hate losing, but what I've had to do in order to really get over a lot of stuff is just put everything into perspective. And just, this is a game that we play. It's a game that we play, and it's people
Emmanuel,
that's.
I'm sorry to cut you off. We are out of time, but thank you so much for being with us. You know you're a friend of the show. Come back anytime.
Yeah.
Have a fabulous weekend, and we hope to talk to you soon.
And stop trying to steal my job. You sound pretty damn good. You trying to steal my job.
You got a
That's what you're trying to do. You got a good paying job. Don't come take mine.
I love y'all guys. Appreciate
All right, thank you. Take care.
All right.
All right, fellas, and I want to give a huge shout out. We are losing a great one here on First Take. Devin Fonrose, who I affectionately call the Haitian sensation. Super talented, and I know you will crush it in your future endeavors. Thank you so much for everything. Fellas, I will see you Monday.